Wait, are you guys heading south too? Did you get the memo? We're all heading south, right?
Ahoy! We're the Boomershines, a family of 4 who've moved aboard a 56-foot motor yacht to do the Great American Loop and beyond. Meet Captain Mark. I'm Admiral Cinda. This is First Mate Belle and Bosun Rex. And we can't forget the ship kiddies, Angie and JoJo. Welcome aboard as we share our travels and triumphs, trials and tribulations, tips and tricks for life aboard Seashine.
Hello and welcome to episode 75. In the last episode, the intrepid crew of Seashine took a few days to stay still in Sault Ste Marie, Canada to enjoy some civilization, a beautiful railway excursion into the mountains and a wonderful museum about Canadian bush planes. In this episode, the crew shoves off from Sault Ste Marie and points Seashine's hull back to the USA, and for the first time in 5 months, she changes from pointing north to pointing south. That means the halfway point of this great loop adventure. Can you believe it? Let's watch.
Good morning from Sault Ste Marie, Ontario. And today is a big day because we're leaving Canada and heading south, back to the USA. It's also a big deal because it'll be our first time heading south, which really marks the halfway point of our loop. I'm finally getting into the swing of things, and I've adjusted to boat life. Although it is 42 degrees here right now, and as a southern girl, I never quite fully adjusted to that. But as you can see, this marina is pretty darn empty because it is officially closed for the season. So the only boats here are just kind of stragglers like we are, and they're all heading out soon, so time to head south. And I'm guessing the Canadian geese are going to head south soon as well. And by the way, if anyone could figure out a use for Canadian goose poop, you could make a ton of money because it's everywhere. Or Canada goose poop, as they say here in Canada. Anyway, as we do every morning, it is time I'm going to start prepping the lines. Mark's already working on the fenders down there. He's getting a jump start on my job. We'll pull the power. Looks like he's already got water pulled. He'll fire up the engines here shortly, and we'll be off the dock in about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. And to get off the dock, I'm going to show you what we got to do. If you recall, there was a windstorm while we were here, so we moved the boat since there's nobody else really here. We kind of tucked it inside this marina. So we put ourselves on this wall so the wind was blowing us into this wall. But it's a really tight turn right there. Thankfully, there's nobody on that dock, so tight turn, then we're going to squeeze by that little loop boat. It's a pretty narrow channel, so we're going to have to be, like 2 feet off that boat. And then when we head out, there's a giant ripping current out of the locks and the power plant and the water, or the rapids that are right up there. And Lake Superior, by the way, is just right on the other side of that lock. So we got to get out of that entrance without getting slammed against the rocks that are kind of hiding behind that boat. And then we'll be home free for the morning. Woohoo! We usually have at least 5 lines holding Seashine to the dock. But before we leave, I eliminate everything down to 3 lines, only once the engines are running. But once the engine's running, we're down to a bow, midship, and stern line. And then the easiest way to throw it when there's no wind is I go bow, midship, stern, and hop on. When there's wind, things get tricky. Luckily for us, today there's no wind. So Bella's gonna grab the bow lines for me. Can you say good morning? Good morning. And then we're off. Today we're going down the St. Mary's River, and we're gonna stop at Detour Village, Michigan, and clear customs before we work our way to Lake Michigan and down Lake Michigan, and hope for good weather. pleasure boating Canadian lock is over there. See you, Canada! It's been real! It's been real fun! I'm sad to leave Canada. We got out of there perfectly, babe. Well done. Okay, Bush Plane Museum, definitely recommend. What do you think, JoJo? Yeah, maybe?
From the flybridge of Seashine, we have left Canada.
Well, no, technically Canada's right there.
Oh, okay.
The U.S. is right there, but that was our last stop.
We're in U.S. waters right now. Well, we're kind of right in between.
Well, or could we say you're in the U.S. and I'm in Canada?
It might actually be. She's in Canada and I'm in the U.S. We ride the boundary, the whole length of this St. Mary's, not St. Lawrence, St. Mary's River, which is connecting Lake Huron and Superior and Lake Michigan. So we had a great time in Sault Ste. Marie, which is where we were the past 3 nights, and it was a city and the most civilization we had been in since, I don't know, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. And it was great. We did the Agawash, anyway, railroad, Canyon Railroad, which was a 5-hour there, 1.5-hour hike, and 5-hour back trip. We were kind of dreading it, but it was fantastic. The kids enjoyed it. The train ride was fun. So that was super fun. And then yesterday in Sault Ste. Marie, which by the way is a sister city of Michigan and Ontario, Sault and Ste. Marie. And there's a bush plane museum, which sounds odd, but man, it was fantastic. Because the bush plane really enabled Ontario and other provinces to become populated way out in the bush. So there are planes, one in particular called the Beaver, that could carry so much stuff on board for your cabin and outfitting. So that's very important to Canada's history. Also important to it was the firefighting techniques. Had a really cool film of how they used the Bombardier, the water tanker that scoops up water, picks it up, and then delivers it to the hot spots. And that is the way they control all the fires here in the bush. But anyway, we're in gorgeous waters here. The water color is almost Bahamian. It's kind of a windy day. We have a wind warning, so we're rolling slow before we pull into Detours, which is Michigan. Detours is known for their fuel. This is super cool. For 6 weeks, we have not put any fuel in the boat, and we are only around half tanks on our boat. So that's pretty incredible. But we're gonna go ahead and top off because there's some cheaper gas, Canadian gas, diesel was expensive. Detours is a small village, and then we're going to Mackinac Island that we're looking forward to. Somebody has anniversary celebration coming up. Us too. And so that's our short-term plan. So one night in Detours tonight, and then on to Mackinac, and Cinda is actively planning our route as we speak. Our buddy boats Go-Go has gone on. They went on a few days ago to Drummond Island, which was in Michigan. So they hit the U.S. 5 days before we did. We are following behind Sojourn. I don't know why, but the great crew of Sojourn, Vicky and Jack, want to hang out with Seashine and the kids. And we're all having a super fun time. We went to see Top Gun Maverick last night, which was amazing. And that worked out well with the Bush Plane Museum. So anyway, the water is 63 degrees. It is 11:15 a.m.
External temperature is like in the upper 40s.
We woke up to the 40s, and this is an important fact. We're not doing it right now, but this was the first day that we're headed south. We have been going north since May 2nd. We're now heading south. So in essence, we are at the halfway point of the Great Loop. I think that's it. We'll keep on cruising into USA! Okay, we're moseying through here after leaving Sault Ste Marie. Nice, quiet Sunday morning, and we hear one long, two shorts. There's a car ferry that Sojourn was right in the path of. But here he comes. You can see the current through here, how it's crab walking. So he's just going over there.
We're leaving Canada.
A little bit sad about that, eh?
Hey, you
We've
betcha
been
I
here,
am.
is it 6 weeks?
Canada always.
Canada, you have been wonderful. Your people, your scenery, your internet sucks. Your cell is questionable. But other than that, it's amazing.
An opportunity for someone there.
And we've talked with other Canadians who agree that the internet is terrible and cell is terrible.
Oh my gosh.
The people.
People are incredible. I mean, like, I feel like we have a family in Hastings, Ontario. They were fantastic.
We will be back to Georgian Bay.
Love Georgian Bay. I regret not having more time to anchor and play in the North Channel, but they felt very similar, Georgian Bay and the North Channel, in my mind. But there was a section of North Channel that kind of changed topography that would be really fun to anchor in, but the weather was just not on our side.
But what a great place to learn how to anchor better with this boat and feel more confident. And there's something special about being on anchor.
We drug 2 or 3 times. We drugged in Beausoleil, bad. I mean, it wasn't bad, but all of a sudden we were just going straight back, and it was morning, so we could get up and fire everything up before we hit the sailboat behind us.
We were super lucky it wasn't 3 a.m. It was 6 a.m., not 3 a.m.
We drug in the Bustard Islands, but it was kind of a slow drag, like I could watch it. We weren't going straight back. And then, did we drag? We didn't drag again.
No, we were 60%, 70%.
Anyway, so we got to figure that out. But I loved Canada, and just look how pretty this is.
Look at the current over there.
Yeah, the current's kicking, so it's pushing us down the St. Mary's River.
Goodbye, cottages.
So, goodbye cottages over there. Hello, lake houses over here.
And we learned something that we want.
Oh,
A
a keg
keg
sauna.
sauna.
Yes, Canada. A keg sauna.
I'm also somewhat fascinated with the milk in a bag concept and why we don't do that here.
I don't get how it works. but
I
it
don't
must
either,
work.
so someone needs to explain that. This is the worst.
It's a
way.
milk in a bag.
It's a milk in a bag. A milk in a bag. Marcus left me at the helm, and we are moving side to side more than I've ever noticed us move side to side. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Did you see this? Or if the stabilizers aren't on? But it's not like we're in a rocking sea. We're in a river with the current pushing us that way. Cats aren't gonna like this. Mark is not gonna be happy with me. I'm not happy with me. I spilled my coffee. Oops. Save some still. But just didn't count. Okay, I'm following this Google shipping channel. Oh, I had a little accident.
What? Did it end up on you?
Oh yeah!
Okay.
Will you tell me why it's doing this? Are the stabilizers on?
Yeah.
That's not normal. Are they rocking?
Well, I think the current is. Let me see.
Okay, you just went downstairs and we now no longer have any rock. What was it?
The stabilizers on position were doing this. I don't know.
They
So
were
I
causing us to do that?
Yeah, so I hit center.
And we're all good now.
Yeah, but makes you wonder.
So that was our stabilizers doing that.
Yes.
So so they can work either way. If you had somebody you didn't like on the boat to get seasick, you just turn the stabilizers to that motion.
What does it have to do with the current?
Never had it before.
Okay, what did you just do?
I just had to reorient the map because we're heading south, but the way we had it was the direction of the boat.
Which
But
worked for the first half of the loop.
It worked for the past 5 months, but now
It was confusing.
we're heading south.
Where is that south heading?
There it is.
Much better. See, we're gonna have to do the same thing over here. This has it. Well, we don't have any Canadian maps. We're gonna start seeing land again.
When in Rome, you're supposed to, you know, eat the local foods, do the local things.
Yep.
What were your favorite local foods?
Favorite local food? I like the fish and chips at Henry's. That's my
Henry's fish and chips
one
were
of my
our
favorite meals.
favorites. The fact that you can only get there by boat or seaplane makes it even cooler, and they were super duper nice. Really loved them.
Yep.
They also make butter tarts here, which are basically pecan pies without pecans.
Mm-hmm.
They're delicious. Maple syrup, of course, is fantastic.
And
Pea meal.
Pea meal. Pea meal sandwich, pretty darn good.
Oh, so
I might have to
good.
make one today.
Yeah. So Canadian bacon in Canada is called.
Pea meal because
It comes
it's
coated in a like
corn starch,
cornbread
but
stuff.
it's
So much better than.
marinated in some briny stuff.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much better than Canadian bacon you get in the States.
Yep.
Okay. So those are our food comments on Canada.
Some good local beers.
We did have some good local beers. Wine, I'm just going to go ahead and say Canadian wine is not my personal favorite. Although they make it up here, so A for effort.
Mm-hmm. And Canadian hospitality.
Can't beat the Canadian hospitality. All the Canadians we met were just incredible.
Yep.
Wait, are you guys heading south too? Did you get the memo? We're all heading south, right?
We're
Oh,
heading
I feel
north.
like you're heading north.
No, they're going.
Oh,
They live here. Those are cormorants. Cormorants.
that was an interesting cut through a pile of rubble.
An interesting part about this little section of the St. Mary's River is there's a downstream southbound lane, and on the other side of this island, right there, there is a upstream northbound lane. So giant freighters don't all have to meet in that tiny little stretch. So we only need to be on the lookout for freighters coming up from behind. We're not going to meet any head-on in this section. You happy with that?
Yep.
That's a cute little area.
Beautiful day for cruising. A little overcast, a little chilly, but still gorgeous. We are approaching Detour, Michigan, and this ship, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? It's apparently a B&B. How cool is that? I'm gonna need to get a better picture of it though.
We'll go tell a kid.
I don't know, but I love it. There it is.
I mean,
Why not,
talk
right?
about something that'll last.
Withstand the weather. Tell me our plan.
Well, we've been talking about getting fueled into tours for weeks now. So this is the tour. So first we're going to get fuel. And we're going to get fuel. We're going to pull up on the starboard side. Then when we're done with fuel, we've got to get to our dockage, which is behind us on the starboard side. So we're going to back up. But I got wind that's going to want to blow me into the other boats that are in their slips.
Wind at your beam, which is tricky to...
Yep. We got it.
We got it. We made it in. Wind is tricky, but we made it through. There's a lot of current right there, which whipped our stern around, but that worked in our favor. And we're gonna relocate to just over there after we fuel up. And as you can see, it's the end of the season.
And it's cold.
So we moved off the fuel dock into our assigned slip, which is really up here, and we've cleared customs. It's all done online with an app. I just had to sit on hold for like 20 minutes while the app processed, but it was super easy.
Back in the USA, baby.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I know.
USA.
I know. So we're
Look at that.
back in the USA. So we got to take our courtesy Canadian
America.
flag off. Yep.
So we're at the dock here in the tours. We're back in the US. We have cleared customs. It's official. But I thought it'd be interesting to show you kind of the way to tie a line, or the cleat off line, and how not to. So this one was left by the dock hand. Now, boating on Lake Lanier, Lake Burton, something like that, this works. I mean, it works. You basically do this a bunch of times. You wrap it, you do this, and you give it a twist, and do that. See, the problem with that is 40 tons of boat on this line pull down on that line, and if you go through a storm, you can't get this line off. So here's the way we do it, and this is all a mess. So the way we do it on Seashine, much simpler. Really, the most important cleat off is the first one. So it's coming this way, so you want to come across, do it this way, wrap it once, and pull. That's it. That's all you need. Now the difference here, these two lines are parallel. They're not being cinched by this line. So when we need to pull it off, you just get it and go. So that's what we do. You want to see these two lines underneath this one, parallel. And I can't show you holding it with two hands, but then we finish it off by doing a chain, which looks like this. So this is the way we leave all of our lines. And then when you're done, you simply pull this, and look at that. That's called flimming the line. It looks pretty, plus you don't have all this that someone can accidentally trip over and fall in the water. Everything in yachting has a purpose.
Guys, we're back in the US. Whoop, whoop.
We are going to have a large Works pizza, please.
Oh, look, there it is. Our tour of playgrounds around the loop continues.
Catching walleye from the dock.
Hello, Michigan. Look at you, Michigan. Isn't that beautiful? Wait, you're videoing me, video you? We gotta take down our Canadian courtesy flag.
Well, welcome back home, guys. Glad to have you back. In the next episode, the crew departs the town of Detour and really gets into the headwaters of Lake Michigan. And Mark and Cinder celebrate 25 years of marital bliss at the beautiful Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Boy, that Cinder is a saint for putting up with Mark for a quarter of a century. I mean, really, that's commitment. Until next time, shine on.